For most of her adult life, Maxine had been very good at being needed. Then her son grew up, built a family of his own, and Maxine found herself facing a question she hadn't asked in years. What did she want? Apparently, the answer was Portugal. So she packed up her life, collected Picasso, rented a perfectly forgettable grey car, and drove toward Ericeira with the Atlantic stretched out in front of her. Standing above the town that first morning, even Maxine seemed slightly surprised by what she had done. Then she saw the house. It was enormous, beautiful, full of art and glass and ocean light, and considerably less sensible than anything she had ever owned. Maxine liked it immediately. Inside, the scale of her new life became even harder to ignore. There were rooms she hadn't learned, art she hadn't placed, boxes she hadn't opened, and an entire coastline visible through the glass. Picasso, naturally, needed approximately 30 seconds to feel at home. Before Maxine could decide what to do first, Nico called with Ilara and Romy. Romy wanted to know about the pool. Nico wanted Romy not to get ideas, and Maxine was reminded that moving countries had not, in fact, made her family any less present. But eventually, the call ended. The house went quiet, and for the first time in a very long time, there was no school run, no deadline, no family emergency, no person waiting for Maxine to solve something. There was just Maxine, which turned out to be surprisingly unfamiliar territory.
I wandered into the kitchen and discovered that I now owned what appeared to be a small municipal hydration department. Naturally, I ignored all of it and made coffee. Some traditions deserve respect. I did make breakfast, a proper one. Actually, I sat down, picked up my fork, and then my phone lit up. You can probably guess which one won. One message became another. And somewhere along the way I remembered that a piece of art was sitting in completely the wrong place, obviously. This required immediate intervention. Breakfast could wait. Again. When I eventually passed through the kitchen, my breakfast was still sitting there, cold coffee, full glass of water, untouched food. Even Picasso appeared to have noticed the problem before I did. That felt unnecessarily judgmental for a dog. Then I remembered the pool. I had imagined myself swimming every morning in Portugal. One of those effortlessly healthy women who apparently wakes up delighted to exercise. I put one foot in. Tomorrow suddenly seemed excellent. So I decided I would at least go into town. Then I made the mistake of opening my wardrobe and finding a pair of trousers I used to love. You know the pair, the ones carrying historical information nobody requested. They didn't fit, for one familiar little second. My brain offered all the old commentary. Then I looked at a beautiful dress hanging beside them and thought, why am I arguing with trousers? I wore the dress. By the time I reached Ericeira, the dress was moving in the sea breeze. Picasso was behaving himself, and I had almost forgotten the trousers existed. Then I found an art gallery. Of course I did. Apparently some habits require absolutely no correction. A few galleries and shops later, my body finally interrupted. Not subtly, I was starving. So I sat down overlooking the Atlantic and ate an actual lunch instead of pretending coffee had somehow covered the nutritional requirements of an adult woman. Afterward, I could have called a car. Instead, I walked. Not because I had a step goal. Not because lunch needed to be earned. The weather was beautiful. The ocean was beside me. And I simply wanted to keep going. I'd forgotten movement could feel like that. By evening, I was tired. Normally, tired meant there were still 5 things I should finish before I was allowed to stop. But there was no one there to impress. So I stopped. Picasso had already taken the middle of the bed anyway. The next morning, I tried one very small experiment. I ate breakfast before looking at my phone. Nothing exploded. This seemed promising. Then I took Picasso out before the day had time to invent excuses for me. We made it surprisingly far before he managed to step over his own leash and temporarily tie himself to himself. Personal growth was clearly happening at different speeds. When we got home, I drank a glass of water and sat down for a minute. Breakfast, a walk, water. 3 things so ordinary I almost felt cheated. Wasn't taking care of yourself supposed to involve a complicated system and expensive stationery? So I opened my notebook. I wrote, eat breakfast, walk Picasso, drink water, go outside. Then I stared at the page, waiting for my usual instinct to turn for things into 14. Before I could, Nico called, which felt about right. Life has never once waited for me to finish becoming an improved version of myself before interrupting. When we hung up, the little list was still there. 4 things. My hand hovered over the page. And for once, I didn't add anything. Maybe a plan doesn't have to exhaust you before you've even started it. Later, I went to the market, not for powders, cleanses, or anything promising to reinvent me by Thursday. I bought actual food, fruit, vegetables, eggs, bread, yogurt, water. Apparently, I'm very cutting edge. Back home, I put everything where I could actually see it. Because I know myself. If tomorrow's Maxine has to dig through 6 cupboards to find something useful, tomorrow's Maxine is ordering lunch, I decided to help her out. And then, before another message arrived or another piece of art developed an emergency, I sat down and ate, while the food was still warm. That was when it finally occurred to me that perhaps taking better care of myself wasn't going to feel like a transformation. Maybe it would just feel like this, doing the obvious little things before I forgot myself again. Dear body, I'm learning. I thought taking care of you meant changing everything. Maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe you just needed me to pay attention. I think I can do that.
Maxine hadn't become a different woman. She had eaten breakfast, drunk some water, walked outside, rested when she was tired, and perhaps that was the point. A life rarely changes all at once. Sometimes the small things are the change.